Well, Mike, why don't we talk about some other heroes? Because it's a hero-filled show today. Why don't we talk about the police?
I love the police.
This is in what's your favorite song? Roxanne?
That one. Anything with the doot-to-doos that just fade out at the end.
Every one.
Pretty
of
much
songs.
every
All the songs.
police.
So this is he never knew how to end the song. This just like Hall & Oates.
Remember when Rock did that live episode?
Yes. Oh, yes, I do. That was a big deal too. Black guy on TV.
Oh, I just thought of that. Black guy. That's a huge deal back then. In 1997,
Yes.
That was a huge deal.
Didn't it come on before in Living Color? This is in Idaho, and there's some terrible. Now, look, I want to just start by saying that there are absolutely some Karens in this video, and we know that. But I believe that these police officers are worse. So this is a park in Idaho where I don't think the death rate is very high. Can somebody tell me the death rate in Idaho, please? Here we go.
It's not a private park, it's a public park.
So it's a public park.
It's public and we can close it and we're closing it.
Okay.
It's a public park and we could close it, so we're closing it. I thought you were allowed to go to walking around parks, weren't you?
Under what grounds?
I just told you. We can close it
I'm sorry, I
anytime.
didn't hear you. You don't need to talk to me rude. I'm just a mom with my kids.
You guys gotta go. Let's go get your kids.
So you're saying it's closed right here?
I am saying the playground is closed.
Okay, my
So
kids
get
are
your
on
kids
there.
out to the playground.
Don't worry, guys. The police officers, they're never gonna do anything unconstitutional. They're on our side.
And there are a couple things, by the way, that these women are going to say at certain points that are kind of cringy.
Of course.
Because it's still annoying white women. That being said, fuck these cops.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that they gave them a hard time. Fuck these cops 1,000 times.
So to take this off.
But look, even if these women have terrible Karen haircuts and are going to ask for the manager, I get it. But these kids are just playing in a park. Like, they're not doing anything.
I can cite all of you if you
You're gonna
want.
arrest us all? You just said you're
I
arrested.
said you could be cited or arrested.
You could be cited or arrested.
I'm trying to be nice here.
That wasn't so nice.
Well, I gotta yell so you guys can hear me.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
What's your name and your badge number?
Okay, that's one of the things that's annoying.
Fiscus 3094.
This is Mike. I'm going to do it. This is a really hard one because the women are also insufferable. But I will always side on like freedoms over anything else. So no matter how, you know what, Mike? They have the constitutional right to be insufferable.
They do. I mean, they're white women. I mean, they're going to be awful
Right.
anyway. That's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
But you know, this is the unstoppable force versus the immovable object.
You're right.
The
Karen versus
Midwest
the
police
cops.
officer versus white Western women.
This is the greatest anime crossover ever.
Who will win?
Sergeant Fiscus 3094.
I got to go with these people.
I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit.
Some angry kids, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe they're mad because they've been trapped inside their house for a month
By the
and
way-
haven't been allowed to go outside.
Since you did skip ahead a little bit,
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you guys too. For about a minute straight before that, these kids just start bawling, all of them, and it's really fucked up. Like you could tell this cop's kind of like, yeah, fuck them. Like this cop's enjoying this in a weird way.
course.
Like there's nobody who could just go in and tell a bunch of kids to get fucked. You know what I mean? Unless you're just a rotten person.
Not the one to argue with. The one to argue with, if you don't like it, is the mayor or the parks director.
Well, the mayor and the parks director are doing something that's pretty much unconstitutional. You see, your taxes are paying for this. Like that's the thing. This is what gets me mad about this stuff. It really does. And look, man, I'm not a guy who enjoys when people get pulled over and they tell the cop, "My taxes paid." I hate that. I think it's really cringe, and it's probably not the way to go about it. But on paper, that's what's happening. Like, this is your park, people. This is yours. Like, when you pay your property taxes, you're paying for these parks.
I also love when they say shit like, you're going to have to take it up with the mayor. Like, I'm just going to get a sit down with the mayor. The problem is that the mayor makes these crazy rules and then hides behind you.
Yeah.
So I can't get to the mayor and I can't sit down and talk to the mayor because the mayor has fucking 10 police officers in his office making sure nobody can get into his office and get to talk to him. So what are you supposed to do at that point? This is the problem. I was going off about this last night on Nightwave. Like, everyone's just doing their job nowadays.
Yeah.
The problem is the system is designed in a way where, like, I can fuck you over, and then I can go hide in my office, and I can just not take any calls. And then you call, you keep calling, and eventually somebody goes, ah, man, he's just doing his job. And then you show up and you want to talk, but the cops are there, and the cops won't let you in, and you're like, but he said that you said I could come talk to the mayor, and they're like, yeah, but you got to make it a point. I'm just doing my job. Everyone's just doing their job, and nobody is showing even a little bit of humanity. It's fucked.
I'm just a law enforcement officer, and I've been asked to come here and make sure everyone does.
Just doing my job.
But that is the equivalent, like you just said, Mike. I'm just following orders. It's like, this is not very. So I'm going to skip, but just
Patrice had a great bit about that one time. He was talking about that. He's like, everybody's just doing their jobs. How about you just be a human being? Like, what if just being a human being was your job for a little bit? Yeah. Could you do that? Could you meet me in the middle and treat me like a fucking human that's standing in front of you? No, it's all about the job.
People want to know what sign that the cop is. Do they ask him what his sign is?
What is your sign? What's your astrological sign?
Are you gonna cite everyone for not social distancing over here?
Ma'am.
Are you going to arrest people for not social
You
distancing?
have 5 seconds.
See, now he's getting tough guy. See, I was saying last night, too, because I've covered a little bit of this on Nightwave. I'm like, watch how quickly it took, like, because he said
5
it earlier,
minutes.
too. It took a couple minutes for the mask to completely come off. Hey, man, look, I'm just doing my job. Yeah, it's not me. It's the fucking mayor's a jerk off. And you know what I mean? My bosses are making me come down here and break your chops. I don't want to bust your chops. Just, could you get the kids out of here? Da, da, da. And within 5 minutes, it's, you got 30 fucking seconds, lady. It's like, whoa, now you're a tough guy. You know what I mean? Like, they're always, you got 30 fucking seconds, tough guy. They're always thinking that, but they always try hey, look, man, I don't want to fucking jam you up. You know what I mean? But just do me a favor. Just leave the park. All right? Get the fuck out of the park!
Somebody says
no fucking mask.
The lawn care employee is the one that called the cops, too.
Mm-hmm.
He's
in this video, too.
I'm going to say from where I'm at right now, I'm Team Karen, and I can't believe I'd say that.
No, I love Karen.
Do it. Record it.
Gangsta,
Okay,
gangsta.
this is not.
Gangsta.
Good for her.
I have to point out one thing
good
I
for
don't
her.
like about this woman, though.
Well, she's a woman.
That also. This other mom is going to start fucking autistically screeching about how, but her kids are here. She's with her kids. What are her kids going to do now that you arrested her? Well, then maybe she shouldn't have turned around and said, all right, motherfucker, and slapped the cuffs. That part of the video did annoy me because then this other one's like, what about her children? You're going to arrest a woman and leave her children here? And it's like, the woman fucking twirled around and said, fuck you. Go ahead. Slap the cuffs on. So maybe the woman should have thought about her kid's predicament just a little bit better.
I will agree. Look, again, and like I said this at
Everyone
the
in
beginning,
this situation sucks.
I said this at the beginning. I understand that the mom is doing typical Karen stuff. I fucking get it. I'm not, don't get me wrong, she's annoying. But I'm kind of trying to take a step back and see the bigger picture, right?
No, of course, these cops are awful.
Right.
This country's in awful shape. We're making awful decisions. I'm
Free my nigga Karen.
I'm still on her side, but I'm just pointing out, because I don't know if you're going to skip ahead, if we're going to miss it. At some point, this other lady's going to start going, you're going to arrest her, but where are her kids going to go? And it's like, okay, but she asked to be arrested. Yeah. It's not like she went, but what did I do? But what did I do? That's it, lady. You're getting in a fucking squad car. You're going to jail. It was literally, all right, cocksucker, let's do this. It's like your kids are with you. If you think this through a little bit.
I do kind of love some people's mentality. Roy stinks because he pays taxes. He owns all his state's public parks. No, that's not what I think.
No, that's what it is.
What I think is that these women live in that neighborhood, and these people specifically pay taxes to use this park. They do. And let me say something else to you, fucking genius. Do you think that for the time, this is the part I love. So do you think for the time that the park is closed for the month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5, 6, who knows how long the park is closed? Are you going to get that money back? Is the government going to give me a tax rebate? Even if it's $5, are they going to give me a tax rebate for the park being, they're not. So unless you're paying for a service, what doesn't matter, you're paying for a service, you should be able to utilize it. And that's it. That's how it works.
And I'll take it one step further. I do own the park, motherfucker. How do you like that? I like to go down to the park every weekend and wear a fucking top hat and a cummerbund. I like to fuck your mother on the seesaw. How do you like them apples? Okay?
Great.
I own everything. How about that, cocksucker? Fucking asshole. He wants to
Officer-
argue semantics about.
know.
Oh, you think Royce, the masters of park and recreation? No, I'm just saying that if you, especially when you pay local taxes, dickhead, that's exactly what you're paying for. If you pay local taxes, town or county taxes, and there's a park down the street, guess what, shitbird? You do pay for that park. That's what part of the way the money goes.
And I guess that's my question is like, then who owns it? If the people don't own it, if the people are paying for the park, who owns it? Who owns the park? The government? The government's you, right? The government is
So the government takes your money and then owns things. That
Yeah.
sounds fair. No, there's a reason they call them public parks.
Yes.
Public. It's not, if it were, like, do you understand? I can't just walk into the Federal Reserve building. I can't just go in there and start walking around, making myself at home. They're gonna fucking throw me out through the fucking glass window, because that is government property. That's government's property. I can't go in there. It's not public property. A park is the government likes to lie to you and go like, "Oh no, we just made this land. We made a park. It's public. It's for everybody." I understand that they technically own the land and can do whatever they fucking want, because the government can do whatever they want. But then don't lie about it. Don't fucking present it as something differently, because again, I can't just stroll into the White House and go, "Hey, what's up, Trump? What up, nigga? Oh, we're bearing that. I want to play some Xbox, nigga." You can't do that. They'll go, "Who is this guy? Get him out, shoot him in the face. What is wrong with him?" But I can go to a park. I can do that.
This same smart guy says, "Do you own the roads as well, genius? Do you dictate the laws there?" No, but here's the difference with laws and what's going on right now, and the reason people are mad. By the way, yes, if they're public roads, that means the public owns the road, which means everybody. You do own some of the roads, you a piece of them, right? You're paying for them, and the thing is, the laws that are enforced on the highways or on public roads, they go through a committee. They go through local approval. They go through local congressional approval or city approval, and these laws are then passed and they're voted on, and they usually have public forums where the citizens get to come up and they go, "I actually think the speed limit should be 65 on Johnson Street." And somebody goes, "Well, I actually think the speed limit should be 50. And then the public officials that you voted for, they go, "Well, we've heard your feedback, and these are the law." There's a whole process. What's happening here, these aren't laws. These are orders. The orders and laws are two completely different things. A laws is something that was vetted through a process, that went through a committee, that went through a city council, that everything was gone through. These are just orders where they go, "Hey, guess what? I know we didn't ask you guys anything, and we don't give a shit what your opinion is. Shut it down, baby. We could do whatever we want." There's a difference, and I think you would know that. I think you would understand, and you would know. Clearly, you don't understand. That's a reason why certain things are unconstitutional and some things are constitutional. Laws have to go through a process. Somebody doesn't wake up one day and go, "New law! It's the law of the land!" That's not what that is. That's not how it works.
You don't want to do that. Officer, you don't.
She's white.
Am I being arrested or?
Yes, you're being arrested. Look, I'm sorry. I'm not against her here. You are being arrested. You asked to be.
Literally asked to be arrested. I had somebody on the fucking on the Rust server last night do that, because I was yelling at him about being a dick to the other players, and they're like, "Fuck you, faggot! You won't ban me. You don't have the balls," and they were immediately banned.
Of course,
because I'm like, "Don't tell you can't dare me to do something. I'm going to immediately do it. You can't." Like, what happens when a guy? Remember when you were younger? The guy goes, "You don't have the balls to hit me. Go ahead, faggot. You fucking pussy. You ain't gonna hit me, bitch." You can only say that a couple times before you get your fucking the bridge of your nose smashed in, right? Like, you can't do that to a guy without expecting him to go, "Well, okay, you're under arrest then." Like, I'm not gonna. You can't dare me to do it.
So this right here is, I think, right where you're talking about. She started saying about the kids thing.
Anyone in Meridian? Any of our centers available?
Meridian, Idaho. By the way.
Sergeant Fiscus.
Sergeant Fiscus just arrested her. She was standing. Arrested her.
Governor told us last night the lockdown was over.
Who told you that?
I
haven't heard that.
Like, it's over, bro. Let's get everybody help. The park has some
That's statewide. This is a city thing.
You're gonna be. Oh, man, who am I gonna talk to?
Do you know what this is really exposed? Because you heard the guys say the guys. Well, the governor said the lockdown's over. Where'd you hear? Well, the governor. Well, that's statewide. It's a city thing. You know what you're really seeing is how many redundant levels of government we have. Like, it really is it's ridiculous, right? It's like
I said on a show
local,
like 2 years
county,
ago.
state, then fucking federal.
I've said years ago that most mayors can be replaced by an information kiosk. You can by a fucking touchscreen that just tells you about the town and the rules. You don't need. There's so much, like he said, redundancy in government that you're like, wait, you have 5 aldermen here? Why? You don't even need one, to be honest. Like, it's just unbelievable.
The mayor or the
Do you agree with this? She was on the playground. She was on the playground standing there talking, and he arrested her.
You have 5 seconds.
This is a bad look. Look, whether you agree with them or not, this is a pretty bad look for the police department.
Oh, the cops are the biggest cunts in this video.
Yeah.
100%. So when there's little things about the video I might criticize these ladies for, I'm 100% on these women's side. They're in the right here. It's just that they're also white women and handled it terribly because they're white women. That's all.
And then he arrested her.
She just was standing. I have it all on video. I can show you.
Wait,
she
what
was
happened?
standing there.
At this point, she's arrested. I mean, nothing's. These other cops ain't gonna do shit now.
To be a cop in Meridian, Idaho, like these fucking guys. Could you imagine? I want to see this cop in one of those videos from Georgia where they're surrounded and they get bullied out of an apartment complex because they're like, "Are you kidding me? There's only 12 of us here, and there's 300 of them." And
Or
they
the
just
one in
leave.
D.C. that we played too. Yeah, you're right.
Just get out of here.
I don't know.
There really needs to be a exchange program for cops so that these cops can learn to fucking appreciate
I really
that they've
like
got a
that.
really good job and they have really good citizens who behave themselves. And then maybe if they're playing with their kids at the park, you leave them the fuck alone. This guy needs to do like 2 weeks in Detroit or Baltimore or Chicago and then send him back to Meridian. And I'll bet you this guy would be all Mr. Nice after that. He will be fucking grateful.
See, I'm trying to get the total number of deaths in Idaho here.
Because cops used to be, it's part of the thing with like Black Lives Matter and shit. Like, because they're like, cops only pick on black people. And it's like, they used to kind of only pick on black people, to be fair. There was a time where when you lived in a majority white town, the cops really weren't that harsh, right? Mm-hmm. Now it's changed. The Black Lives Matter's talking points, they don't even really like stand on their own merits because, let's be honest, like the cops are treating people in Meridian, Idaho the same way they treat people in Baltimore now. It's the same attitude. It's like this fucking, fuck you, get in the car, you do what I fucking say. And it's like, back in the day, they used to fear the white taxpayer. Like there used to be people in town, like, don't go fucking jamming these people. You know how bad it's going to look on the news when I'm stuffing Karen in the back of a fucking squad car? This whole town's going to eat me alive. But nowadays, we're all just like, she should have complied with the law. Thin blue line. After 9/11, you never know who's got a box cutter. Like, everybody's just a massive faggot now. Like a bootlicking asshole.
So there's 51 deaths in Idaho. And in Meridian, which is in Ada County, there's 12 deaths. Coronavirus
That
deaths.
town looks like paradise.
This
I'm not
is-
gonna lie to you. The town looks like fucking paradise.
Why, Mike, specifically?
Oh, because it's majority white.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if you wanted me to answer unironically
No,
or
that's
not,
fine.
but it's majority white.
This is today. This is the protest today.
And I'll
This
bet
is
you
what
the
happened.
brownest people they have in that town are all Mexicans. I'll fucking bet you dollars to donuts. The only brown people they have there are Mexicans who are always at work. You know what I mean? That's it.
So this is the protest today in that town because of what happened. Can I say what I like about this protest versus the Michigan one? And I said it before the show too. It isn't Trump stuff. It's just people with American flags standing outside and going, "This is fucked up." This is a better look, in my opinion. Way better look. No tyranny in Idaho, the sign said.
Are they blocking traffic though? Because that bugs me.
No, I don't think they're. I think this was because there's cops back here.
All right.
I think this was blocked off on purpose.
I don't like when the fucking Antifa does it. I'm not going to like it if you do it. But if they're not doing it, all right.
No, because see the cops blocking the road back here.
I see it. I see. Okay.
You got. I don't know if you can see it's cut off for them, but in
Just
the back,
making sure.
No, there's cops in the back that have blocked off the road.
Okay. I see.
Let our kids play. Let our kids play. Play.
Yeah, see the cops in the back.
Let our kids play.
And that's why you're not seeing any cops stopping anybody or arresting anybody or doing anything.
God, I hate the fucking kid backpacks.
Oh yeah, it's fucking
and the
terrible.
kid harnesses.
Fucking
They're the
terrible.
fucking worst. Not a very passionate chant, though. It's, white people are the worst.
To be fair,
white people are so bad at this.
To be fair, though, they only had 24 hours.
Let our kids play.
All right.
Let our kids play. You want to go to Cracker Barrel? Let's go. Oh, it's closed, right?
You get to go.
Let our kids play, please.
Fucking come on. Low energy with the kids in the backpack. Very disgusting.
I'll tell you what, the blacks in Baltimore, they know how to protest.
So this is what you get, guys. This is what you're gonna get. We were telling you. Remember at the beginning of this, we were like, it's people are gonna stop fucking caring. People are gonna stop caring. People are at that point now. You keep pushing these people. You keep pushing people and see what the fuck happens. You keep telling people that they're wrong for taking their kid to a park. You fucking tell them.
I gotta point out, no Negro says weak as fuck soy boy march. It's Idaho in a town of like 300 people. What did you expect?
Very good point.
Did you want to see the LA riots part 2 in Meridian, Idaho? It's not gonna happen. It's a well-behaved majority white town where they're like, can you just please let our fucking kids play in the park, please? Please and thank you. They're the only people that have please and thank you in their fucking chants. Please and thank you. Please and thank you.
Their signs all say please at the bottom.
Proper punctuation, commas and shit. You're like, wow, this is very good. Very good.
One of the signs just said, this is a bunch of malarkey.